today we are going to focus on the band Yes. I'm a huge fan of Yes. I have to say, when I first got into kind of progressive music, I was mostly into King Crimson. I like the more dissonant, more kind of improvisational element that King Crimson had, at least in the later 70s. And that's what drew me to King Crimson right away. And then by chance, my brother sent me pretty much every Yes record up until Going for the One at one point for a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. And I spent probably 2 years listening to all of those records. And I'll show you which those are in a minute here, quite a bit, and kind of became a huge Yes, fanatic or whatever. So today we are going to talk about my top 5. And the only stipulation, like I said in the first video, is I actually have to have a physical copy. So this may not be my exact top 5, but it's the top 5 that I have. So with that said, here we go with Yes. And these are in no particular order, but we are going to start with, of course, Relayer. Gates of Delirium, obviously, To Be Over was huge for me. They actually took the song out. I think it's actually part of a bigger piece. It's split up here. It's track 3, but that was on the greatest hits, and I was just so blown away by it. There's some interesting elements to this that make me not put it in my top 5 normally, which is some of the guitar is just so abrasive and brittle, because I think he's playing the telly, Steve Howe is playing the telly around this time, or something, and there's just certain elements where it's kind of a cool texture, but he's such a clean player, and then there's just elements on this record specifically that it just is so kind of, I don't know, it's just really jarring, parts of it. So this would normally probably be, 6 or 7, but because, like I said, I'm kind of going with what I actually physically have here at the house, and I'm picking them. Definitely some amazing stuff on it. I'm not saying it's a bad record. I'm just saying I like others quite a bit more. So next would be, of course, the Yes album. I really, really love this, and I remember just Perpetual Change. That was such a cool song. There's obviously their big hits, Starship Trooper, Yours Is No Disgrace, all sorts of stuff. I like this better than Fragile. Fragile to me has some great elements, like Heart of the Sunrise is an incredible piece, and if you listen to that pretty closely, definitely inspired by King Crimson, which is, I think, cool, but it's interesting that there's that kind of cool element to that you would have heard in King Crimson earlier. So I love this record more than Fragile, and Fragile won't be in here, I don't think. The next one is huge for me, which is Tales of the Topographic Ocean. I love this whole thing. I love all the pieces, and I spent maybe a year out of those 2 years I talked about listening to Yes almost exclusively. That's an exaggeration, but I listened to Yes a lot. I listened to this one for maybe 6 months every day from start to finish, and I've kind of gone back and forth with it, where I still love elements of it, but there was a while where it was my favorite Yes record. I would say it's definitely in my top 5 for sure. This one might be somewhat controversial, but I really, really like Magnification. Now, is it in my top 5? I'd say it's pretty close. I saw this tour, and it was the first time I'd seen Yes, and I just really, really liked the record, and I made my kids listen to this one specifically, and to this day, they still remember a lot of the words to some of the songs. I don't retain any words, but I think Magnification, there's part of that they know, or I forget what it is, In the Presence Of, or something like that. There's 2 or 3 of them. They'll just, out of nowhere, if I go, oh, yes, they'll say, they'll sing the words to it. So it's got kind of fond memories for that reason, too. So the final one, and this is obviously in my top 5, would be Close to the Edge. An amazing record, beyond anything that I can think of in scope around then. Even King Crimson, I think with, I'm not a huge fan of Genesis, but compositionally, Genesis is this really cool, unique compositional band with great players. And yes, just took that to another level. And now there, of course, were other bands like Magma and Gentle Giant and the whole Canterbury scene that were doing interesting things, but to me, this just seemed on a whole new level. And I still do think that. And I think many people that love Yes, this might be the one they would say is their number one. I would probably say it's my number one, to be honest. And the only other one of Yes that I don't have that I would put in here is I love Drama. And now a lot of people wouldn't consider that a Yes record because of Trevor Horn and the bass player that I'm forgetting his name. Or no, sorry, Jeff Downs, the keyboard player. Chris Squire was on the record. I really dig that record, and I think it holds up. And whether it's a Yes record or not, I don't know, but it's got enough of them in it that I consider it a Yes record. And I mean, if you force me to say it's not, then cool. I would still consider it an amazing record, and I love it to this day. Going for the One has a lot of stuff I really like. I like that more and more. I can't say Tormato I've really been able to listen to, so I wouldn't say that's in that. And then after that, Magnification is probably the only record I really, really listened to a lot of in any great depth or liked at least. So that is my top five with a honorable mention for Drama of my favorite Yes records. So I hope you dig this kind of thing. I'd love to hear your opinions on it. And yeah, let me know what your top five are, or even your top one. And I am part of quite a few progressive rock groups, like in Facebook and stuff, and it's always interesting how much. Again, I'm a Fairweather fan. I like the band till basically Drama, and then after that, I know they were huge after that, and I actually didn't see them till later. So there's that exception of Magnification, and I think I saw a tour after that, and that was not a great tour. But so I don't know anything like Talk or the two, 90120 or whatever that one was called. There's elements on there that I love, but as a record, I'm indifferent, I guess. So yeah, my appreciation of Yes essentially ends with Drama for the most part. But I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to see what you think about Yes and what your favorite recordings are. And please come back. I'm kind of probably concentrating on progressive rock or bigger fusion players for the first 5 or 6 of these. So anyway, if that's your kind of thing, I'll see you soon.